Hello and welcome, everybody. Come on in. I'm on the Guru Mama page, Mary Jane Tracy page, Periscope. Yeah, I'm there. I'm happening. It is cold today. I don't know. It's cold. I'm sorry. There was frost on the pumpkin. This is just too early for my soul. I need warmth. I love fall. I love the color. I'm not a pumpkin spice girl. No, I'm not. No. Do not like pumpkin spice. I like pumpkin pie, but not pumpkin spice lattes. No, they're gross. And but it is too fucking cold right now for me, and I know it's going to get colder. I was looking as I went out this morning, and I looked at my deck, and I went, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's going to be snow here soon. And I didn't want to think, and I said, no, do not think that thought. It is not a thought to be thought. To thought upon. Do not think upon that thought. It is not a thought that we want to think upon, but it is, it's just one of those things. And it's like, I like warmth. Even when it's hot and it's 30 degrees, at least my hands aren't cold, my feet aren't cold. When it's warm outside, I can, go and just, I know it's going to cool down in the evening, or, there's just, I don't know. But when it gets cold, it's like, okay, yes, I know the idea of bundling up with a beautiful cup of tea, or your little pumpkin spice latte and a beautiful blanket and a fire. Well, that only lasts so long, and then you got to get out of all of it and you have to go to the bathroom. It's cold. So such a pessimist. Oh my gosh. No, I'm a realist. That's what it is when it comes to that. So welcome everybody who's joining me as I am babbling on here about the weather. My name's Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer, coming to you with the cosmos of energies. Oh man. Yesterday I was doing great. I had some fabulous clients, and we chatted, and I did my thing, and and then I was sort of, grounding myself, did everything afterwards, and it was like all of a sudden, I don't know about you, but all of a sudden I got I was looking at a few posts or looking at things, and I was just like, whoa, what's going on? What is going on with people out there? I can see why a few people, and especially one of my, a Reverend Gail, who I've been working with for the past few months, like she purged herself, like she stopped using social media. And I was just like, oh, that's a big thing. That's a huge thing, to do that. And especially when you're running a business and the state of affairs right now. But because when we look at social media and we look at how things are, they are very masculine. They are very patriarchal in how they are designed and set up and the whole bit. And the systems. So I was thinking about that last night, and I was thinking about, the energies that were coming through and feeling all of the anger and jealousy that was coming through. And I thought, wow, that is not where I want to go. That is not what I want to do. I don't want to go and feel all of this anger that is out there and jealousy. And the one thing, because the moon went off the sun, for making that full moon, and it ended up conjuncting Neptune. So it could have got, with that moon conjuncting Neptune last night, it was a feeling of maybe people's feeling disillusioned with the world around them, feeling of unable to grasp their reality and what is going on. and getting lost in other people's realities, getting lost in what other people are doing or saying or being or thinking what they are being and saying. That's the whole thing. So a lot of times you don't know what's going on behind their masks of whatever they're posting. You may not know that, okay, they're going through a breakup, and they're putting on a smile. Oh, life is great, I'm fine. And their whole world behind them is falling apart. And this is what you don't understand. One thing that people don't understand is that energy can flow in any way. Energy can come through in any way. Just like I'm talking to you and you and I are conversing and you guys are giving me all your beautiful comments. There's energy. There is still energy that's coming up and exchanging here. Good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, it's still there. It comes through. So when we're going through something like, say, Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or Tumblr or did I miss something there for social media? When we're going through all of this, this is where, we find that we can pick up energies, we can pick up something, and we may not realize it. And knowing what Mars is up to, knowing where Mars is right now, it's sort of like being able to clue in right away and say, you know what? Wow, there's a lot of angry people out there. There really is. There's a lot of people out there that is feeling very jealous about other people and not looking at their own lives. They're looking at how they want their life to be, and they're jealous because somebody else has it or think they have it. Or they don't realize what that person had to do in order to get what they got, to get to the place where they are at. Right? They don't understand the work or the hard work that person has done to maybe create that realm or create what it is they are doing. And this is what I started to feel. And this moon, because it was in Pisces, and of course there are no borders when we're looking into the waters of Pisces. And there is, when it comes to that energy of trying to contain something, there could be a lot of pressure, and a lot of pressure being in a pressure cooker, things that are ready to explode. So if you've ever seen, or my mother used to work with a pressure cooker all the time, and she had that little bell on top and then the steam going off. And it used to freak me out because my mother would say, "Oh my God, got to be watching. You got to watch your pressure cooker because you never know when it's going to explode." So I'm always thinking that a pressure cooker is going to explode. Never seen one explode, but you never know. And you never take the lid right off right away on a pressure cooker. You got to put it under cold water and let it cool down, and then you take the lid off, right? And a lot of people are frustrated as well with their achievements. And that's the thing, Here's what I have witnessed, and here's what I have experienced through my own spiritual journey, and how I am coming to develop my, the Journey Club, which is starting June 13th, which if you are feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, and the whole bit, Journey Club is a place for you to really come into, to get things sorted out, to get everything on the table, to sort things out so that you're able to go through your frustrations, right? Some of it might, for some people that have done it, they've said, "Oh, this is basic, I've done it." But when it's presented to you in a different way, or presented to you with me doing it, may open some other doorways that you never thought were there. Number one. And the other thing that I was looking at, and even I was listening to David today, and I've thought about this many, many times, is about free will. And the idea of free will. And where many of us have taught and even, have said, we have free will, we have free will, we have free will. And it kind of bothered me. It really did. And especially when I've taken manifesting classes, where, yes, there is this free will, which I think is our thoughts. We are able to think what it is that we are wanting or what we are desiring. But and this is where people get kind of, you might get upset about, or might, have to sit and think with it, is that if we had free will, this lockdown, this COVID that came in, would we have chosen it? And I thought, probably not. I would not have wanted to choose a virus to go around the world and lock everybody down, or a virus that made everything into confusion where we don't know whether to send our children to school or not to send our children to school, whether to go back to work or not go back to work. But, when I work with astrology and I see how astrology lays out, it shows me that many things, the energies are predetermined. And in saying that, meaning that where it comes in, it's coming in how we are developed as humanity, as humans, and how we are going to be able to adjust to it. If we as humanity, there's many scenarios that this could have gone. If we as humanity were in a place of saying, hey, wow, there's this horrific virus that's going around killing people. So you know what? Let us all join together for the betterment of everyone, and let's see how we can accomplish in working at it. Still, this is where, when it comes to our consciousness and our development and where we are going, and this is where I say, when it comes to free will, what I've seen and what I've witnessed is many things are predestined. Predestined. And the reason why I say that is because when I go back to my own realm, my own world, and I've looked at many things that I've tried to do or tried to accomplish. And yes, I could have, possibly I could have became the RN or went in and became the midwife and pushed up against the walls of everything and said, this is what I'm going to do. Right? And pushed it. And that's where this is where this energy pushed it. But somehow it always came back that I was supposed to be a spiritual leader, that I was supposed to be the person to bring in spirituality for others, to be the leader, to be the spiritual person. This is where I say, when we are looking at how we are, and free will and predestination, being looking at how things are to lay out for our lives, there has been distinct reasons why they've happened. Same with the energies that are coming in. There's reasons why they're happening right now. There's reasons why this is all happening in this lifetime. They are predestined for us. Now, here's where I'm going to bring in the free will, is how we are going to open ourselves to it. How we are going to develop ourselves to it. Are we, and this is where our, choices come in. This is where we get to look at and say, yes, this is the road, but how am I going to create something else? Does this make sense to you? Because this can get because I'm going to get into it. It can get where I can already feel I'm going into a place where it's going to get quite deep for some people, for this idea. Okay. Now, even though I've made a choice now to open my heart and open my way of saying, this is where I'm choosing. This is also where, when we come into whether you believe in karma or whether you don't believe in karma, whatever. But there are things that happen. You put something out, you're an asshole to somebody else. Well, chances are someone's going to be an asshole to you. right? So there's a give and a take. It's physics. We all know that physics, the law of physics, you can't, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So when a car hits a wall, the energy coming back from the wall is the same as the car hitting the wall. Okay? The wall may vibrate a little bit, and you may not see the wall depending on what the wall is. Let's say it's a huge cement thick wall, but there's a vibration because it's energy that goes back, and that's why the car, if there was nothing there, right, then it would just be out there, just be floating, just nothing, very Piscean, just floating, just doing our thing, right? And what Mars, and what this energy is doing for us is getting us to really look into our where we are wanting, our desires are where the stars, this is where the stars are pulling us. That is our desire. The desire is where the stars are pulling us, because the stars already know where we need to be aligned. The cosmos, our angels, the divine, the God, the goddess, whatever it is that you are being called to. It is there. And when you are aligned, when your mind and that cosmic line are in alignment, everything flows. Everything flows. When you are out of that alignment, when you are out somewhere else, it doesn't flow. You struggle. Many times, when you are coming into that alignment with the stars, it feels like a struggle. It feels like a struggle. It feels like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? This doesn't make sense. Blah, 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 blah. There's these people over here. They're just doing their shit and they're just having a great time. There's somebody over here that can come and go whenever they want. They don't have kids. Man, why did I have kids? This is so fucked up. This is where, because where we are, we know we should be going, but we get distracted by other things or people or places of whatever society or the patriarchal system, we're going to call it patriarchal system. And I don't mean that in a negative way. So don't get your panties in a knot. This is where, when this comes in, this is coming in to get us to realize, am I a Trump supporter? No, I'm Canadian. This is where things come in. And we have to start looking at it. So let's go back to Facebook and to all of these things. So when we're looking at this is where we can get lost in the illusion of stuff that's out there and pulls us in different directions. And pulls us away from where we need to focus our attention. If we look at Instagram or any of those, same with that, they are on a system, and it's quite interesting because it's really the psychology of it, of a casino game. Where you're scrolling up to see if you can find what you are looking for, right? So very much like a casino game. And it's like, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. So, and it can get you into it. And they know if you scroll by, I think it's like 5 or 6 posts, that's boosting your dopiums in your getting a boosted dopium in your brain. So then you're just like, okay, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. That's why TikTok, because there's action too with it. So with TikTok, there's action. And then people are just like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. This is. So it's quite amazing how things are set up, right? with doing what we do. Now, what I'm trying to get at with all of this and getting you to sort of start to expand your consciousness and expand your awareness is when we start to look at where Mars is and where Mars is making let's see if I can bring Mars up right now. I'm going to bring Mars up, and I use Astro right now, .com. I'm looking into different astrology software. So this is where, okay, so right over here, so when we look at it, right here is Mars. So Mars is, if you can see it on your computer, is up here, and this is Aries. So Mars here is becoming to slow down. This 27 degrees and where it is right now is when I think it was the Boston bombing. That's what I understood. So this is when the Boston bombing was. So the Boston bombing was here. So that caused a lot, and the sun was there at that time too. So there was a lot of energy that was caused there, right? And a lot of energy that was brought up there. Now, with Mars coming down to what I call the Mafia Brothers, is coming down and making squares. So it's making like a box for us to start to look into, to look at the boundaries that we're in, look at the things that are happening in and around us. And as Mars will be going retrograde this weekend or on the 9th, we are coming into where the following weekend, that's where Jupiter and then Saturn will be going forward. With this energy is that it's going to show us that this is going to be an opportunity for us to really come into our alignment on how we need to start looking at what we are wanting to create. Now, in saying that, and when I say that, and I'm, she says, well, she said everything's predetermined. So why the hell do I have to do anything? Why should I do anything? Everything's going to be determined to me. There's still, remember, for every action you put out, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So if you decide not to put anything out there, then nothing comes back. But if you come into your alignment where this is like, you just know this is what I'm going to do. Now, and I'm going to take the steps to create that of what it is to be the best mom, to be the best waitress, to be the best waiter, to be the best person, whatever it is that you have been being called to do and be. This is when we find that everything comes together and that we continue to go on a smoother-ish path. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you. So, with the energies right now that we have, it is getting us to look at and to feel where we need to be taking the proper steps in our lives. That's where it is. This is getting us to take the proper steps in our lives, getting us to look at where we need to start to create our divine energy. And the energy that comes in and around us allows us to say and see, whoa, yeah, there's a lot of anger out there. There's a lot of frustration out there. There's a lot of jealousy out there. But we are all called in a predestined calling. We all are called to create and be here for a specific reason. Does that make sense? Because it is a lot of energy that is coming in, and especially this weekend, right? There's a lot of energy that's coming in this weekend, and you're going to find that there's going to be people, even today, that are going to cause arguments, that are going to be, I want to do this, and I want to do that. Rah, 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 rah. This is where you need to walk away, because you're going to see their true colors come out. If someone is trying to provoke some form of argument, doesn't matter who it is, or try to say, "Bah, you said this then, and this is what happened then, and I don't like the way that you wear your hair." This is where it's like, okay, I'm seeing your true colors of who you are. And this is where I need to walk away. I need to step back, because that's not my divineness. That is not where I need to go. I have where I need to go, and I need to allow myself, and this is where it comes in with that Virgo energy. I need to come in with this light and know this is where I need to be. But you will have others and other energies that will try and pull you into a different direction. You know, there was a comment made, I think yesterday, by a beautiful young woman, and she goes, "Well, why do I have to pay for this when it's everywhere? Like, angels and my ancestors are everywhere. Why do I have to pay for it?" And I could just tell, like, she was like, boom, like just reading the remarks. But how I came about it was just like, whoa, I could have come out like, well, because it's a workshop and it's exchange and da-da-da-da. So, but it's coming in and saying, you know what? Not everybody can connect like you do. And it's a blessing that you are able to connect to your angels and your ancestors, and you did not need a course to do that. But not everybody is able to do that. Not everybody is able to decipher the things that others might find just easily or readily available. So yes, so we make a course available. So it's an exchange that you have to pay out, because that person who's teaching it, you know, either put a lot of energy and time in it to create this program, and there has to be some form of exchange in order for her to be there, to turn on the lights, to, you know, to utilize the whatever it is that she needs, right? And she's like, oh, thank you for explaining that to me. Two different ways I could have taken that, right? And this is where you're going to find where a lot of people, money's energy, definitely. This is where things are going to come out, where you have to look at, which road am I going to take? Which way is leading me into my alignment as I step out into what I am doing? And if I'm getting pulled into a direction and I start feeling angry, mad, resentful, jealous, frustrated, that is a beautiful opportunity to course correct. Push the GPS and say, course, needing a new course direction. What is that new course direction? Because there's something there that triggered me. And why did it trigger me? Is it mine? Is it theirs? Okay, I got very angry with that. Why was I getting angry? Because, okay, this is my reasoning why. And I have to own mine. I'm going to own mine. I'm going to own what I was feeling. I'm going to own what it is of me, and I'm going to work with that, and I'm going to send the others out with blessings. With Mars, that is the highest road. That's the higher road. Of course, there's always another road that Mars has, because he is Mars. He is the red planet. There is that road of saying, you know what, I'm going to do it just because I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be that rebellious teenager, and I'm going to be that rebellious person and say, screw it. Fuck you. I'm going to do it my way. Fine. That's where we choose. We're recalculating in that GPS voice. Oh, that's awesome. This is where we are recreating and we are aligning with our destiny. This is why when I found where I was taking manifesting classes, and at the time with Elizabeth, and it's like, oh, you just have to do this, this, and this, and this. And she had some beautiful things and steps on doing it and everything else. And you will create that $2,000 a week, that 10 grand a month, and this, and this, and this. And I'm just like, okay. And I'm opened up and I'm doing all of it. And I'm feeling so into that alignment. Yet inside of me, there was like, there was something off. So as soon as you say there's something off, especially to certain spiritual teachers, they'll say, well, then you're not doing it right, or your mindset isn't in the right place, because if you want it, you will get it. If you want it, you'll get it. And this is when I found out about, and I started saying, okay, there's something there that is off. That's when I dove deeper into my astrology, and I said, there's something about predetermination here, because there's something else that I came in to do. And there's a reason of things that I needed to learn about money and finances and everything else. Okay. There is things that I had to learn about that, and that to release it, because and this is like in my chart, in my personal chart, where it shows me where I am to step into the leadership role of being a spiritualist, and knowing that and owning that was a big one. It seems, it's like saying, yeah, I am an astrologer. I am a spiritual leader. I am this. This is because I know it. And when I say it, it's just like, yeah, you're owning it. And when you own it, it is something spectacular. But when you're not owning what it is that and it could be like, I am here to be the best mother in the world, or the best father in the world. I'm here to be the best mechanic, or the great computer person and programmer. I'm here to create rituals for myself, and to create a wonderful place for people to get spells, or whatever it is. Or I'm here to create and be the best hairdresser, or the person to come in and do eyelash extensions, or whatever it is. It may seem to you, well, that's nothing extravagant. But each time you're with a person, or each time you're with that child, the changes that you make because you are there are a cosmic alignment. And understanding that for you, maybe not to be Miley Cyrus, and I wouldn't wish being Miley Cyrus or Justin Bieber on anybody, because that is a horrendous road. It truly is. It might seem wonderful with all the money and the houses and everything else. But there's a reason why kings many times and queens became tyrants. Because to be given so much power and money and control is not part of human nature. It really isn't. And it is where, comes, I'll take the money. stuff being, I'll take the money. Yeah, but with it comes great responsibility. And for some, that's awesome. And that's even if you had the money and you had all of that, there's great responsibility, because how did you earn it? How do you keep it? How do you maintain that of what you have? That's a lot of energy. It really is. It's a lot of energy to maintain that, and maintain that on a continual basis, whether you're famous or not. So that's where we look at it. It's like, what do I want to maintain? What is feeling right in my alignment? If this shows up, awesome. That's wonderful. So if it shows up, say, hypothetically, it shows up that my journey club reaches 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people, which would be like, whoa, phenomenal, which I would love, that I'd be reaching so many people with the energies of my journey club. It would be like, yeah, okay. And in there comes, okay, now I got to pay taxes on all of that. How am I going to maintain it? How can I create something even better with it? That's where I go. It's like, yeah, I'll take the money. I agree with you. I'll take the money. I'm not going to say no to it, but I want to take the money, and I want to create something even better. That's where I just get like, that's where my, that rocks my socks, baby. where I really want to create. And that's where the higher part of this Mars energy comes in, because it comes into that desire of what it is that you want to create and do and be. So sweet. So today, really, there is some explosive energy there. Lilith is there with Mars, and so is Eris. So we got some explosive energy that's going to be out there. We're going to see it. And this is where we need to define, because there is going to be a lot of pressure out there in the world, and maybe in and around us, that we have to look at and work with. So with all of that, it is to take some time to look at where you want to make the changes, and where you want to step forward, and where you want to step forward into that alignment, and where you just like, yeah, this is right. It's like when I say to people, oh, why don't you dance, or why don't you create this? And they're just like, yes, I feel so great. It's like, even tonight, I have my painting class with Kim Tabay. And it was like, I hummed and hawed. I almost didn't do it. And I'm like, well, why am I not doing this when it makes me feel good? Oh, okay. I needed to say, yeah, you know what? I need this, because this is something for me, and it makes me feel so wonderful and so good. So if you are wanting, Jesus can set you free. I'm already free. I'm already free. So he's not the one who's going to set me free, sweetie. I'm already free. I what do I need to repent for? I have nothing to repent for. We love Jesus. We love Jesus, so don't worry. So it's like, I have nothing to repent about, and I am my own savior. So I don't need someone to be my savior. I am my savior. Psychic reading is of the devil. Oh, well, then why are you here, my little Carmen? Ooh, you can't save yourself. Yes, I can. I have to save myself, because I know who I am. Love it when people want to come in and save me and call me the devil, when they don't even understand, and they're very narrow-minded and very scared of their own shadow and don't want to come in. And plus, who do you have on there? Why do you have Disney as one of your icons, when Walt Disney was actually, he worked with the Nazis, and Walt Disney, and especially when you're looking at Frozen, she was magic. She was magical. You like Frozen, but Frozen is magical. She had magic. It can't be. Well, you're using it. You're following it. You're following that fantasy. So there's something there that you're dreaming and desiring. Yeah, but it's following. It comes from somewhere, my dear. It comes from somewhere. Comes from somewhere. So you follow, and it's like the Wizard of Oz. Oh, the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is an alternate reality. From where? Who's the Wizard of Oz from? Ooh, you better do your history, baby. You better find out some things, because you come in with a very narrow-minded of what it's all about, and what the world is about. And we're going to send you so much love and light and blessings into your world, little Carmen Gonzalez. And knowing that, yeah, but if it's false, then why would you even watch it? Why would you even partake in it? Why would you be looking at it if it's false? I guess the full moon is false, and the full moon mustn't be real, because the full moon doesn't control tides, do they? They don't control menstrual cycles, do they? Amazing how when tampon commercials come on is when the full moon is about, because that's when women get their period, a majority. God created the moon? Did he? Did he create the moon? Did he create the tides? Then that means if God created the moon, then he created all of the universe. That means that he created astrology too, and astronomy. That means he created me, who is a psychic medium and a spiritual love of life coach. I don't need to read the Bible. I know my truth. I can walk on water too. There's a way of doing it. Oh, my dear girl, I'm going to send you out with so much love and light. And stop worrying about all the money and everything else that you're worried about. And right now, I think you need to worry more about your love life. So a lot of things are coming in about your love life, and you wanting to find true love and trying to find some kind of love, or somebody to love you more and deeply and to understand you. And you really get off on the wrong foot, because you're really hiding behind a lot of things and a lot of other people. And you have a lot of forgiveness to do when it comes to not only yourself, but a lot of things are coming in about your mother and father, mainly your mother. So I think you got some forgiveness to do when it comes to your mother, and some deep resentment that you have. And that's why you fall into some kind of dogma, because you're feeling that that's the only way that it can save you, because you don't want to look at the reality of your own life and what's going on in your life. So there you go. You may not like it, but you're still here and you're still writing your thing. So have a blessed one. And everybody, may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. May the blessings of the Goddess come forth with you as you walk upon your day, allowing your light to shine, no matter what and no matter who comes in and around you. Shine your light. Be the truth of who you are. And don't let anybody try and define you. Blessed be everybody. Bye-bye.